I like to do my reflection about the Practicum Storefront. So, what we had on this day was six groups, and then I presented to three of the groups my practicum. So, I first talked about the nature of leadership practicum, and so my practicum is on building understanding of anti-oppression, cultural relevant and responsive pedagogy, and the ongoing impact of colonialism through the use of digital technology and other tools and methods, co-constructing shared understandings to focus on raising the achievement and well-being of students who are underserved and underperforming. And so I had a 5-part lunch and learn session at Hodan Nalea, and where the staff worked collaboratively to learn, reflect, discuss, debrief, plan, and implement inclusion activities in order to create an environment where students feel they mattered and belong. And so just and so what I did then was I shared about the implementation process, talked about how my practicum tied into the director's action plan about championing equity and inclusivity, how it tied into the our board's Indigenous education and equity strategy, and our dismantling anti-Black racism strategy, and also tied into our school SIP. And so the school SIP, increasing student achievement and human development, minimizing achievement gap, restoring public confidence, and re-engage all shareholders in building a collaborative learning culture. And so I won't go into this, but um, I'll just briefly mention that I then went through the leadership framework, and how my practicum tied into each of the components, specifically setting direction, building relationships, and developing people, developing the organization to support desired goals, and improving the instructional program, and securing accountability. And then I went into data collection, especially how I found it so useful, the presentations about street data. So talk about teacher and student surveys, anecdotal data from teachers and students, and also student products too. And so this is actually a survey. And so I did have a series of 5 lunch and learns. First one was getting to know your students and their lived experiences. Why I should learn math, teaching math paperless using students' lived experiences, celebrating Indigenous education, dismantling anti-Black racism through student voice, and addressing anti-Asian racism and the model minority myth. And then I went through the challenges and successes. And the major challenges I had was difficult for educators to find the time to participate in the lunch and learns. Many staff were not interested in the topics, implicit biases. When I did this last year, it was a hybrid learning environment and challenges with that. And also, we were experiencing COVID-19 too. And so one of the questions I had was how to overcome these challenges. And so so I worked on really promoting and marketing these um, the lunch and learns. So I, for example, promoted to the equity committee, for example, and also talk to people I know who are very much interested in professional development. What I also did was I tied it into digital technology and said, well, you're going to learn a digital technology tool, and I'm going to be providing resources that you can use in your classroom. So so that it's something that you can use and you can be actionable in your classroom. So just ended off with talking about the successes. I was able to develop own and others' capacity to listen to marginalized voices with the intention to learn and understand, enhance educator capacity and knowledge related to Indigenous histories and Indigenous ways, develop and deepen understanding of culturally responsive pedagogy. Educators were provided with professional development and ongoing learning resources and supports to enable them to be more comfortable and confident delivering a Black affirming and anti-racist curriculum. And a number of questions from the PQP um, one teachers was also just advice about doing the practicum. And I think Arthur gave a really good advice. Is it's important to really track the work that doing in the practicum, especially hours, and um, and do that consistently. And and so that was really useful advice about the practicum and how to undertake that.